You know, low mentality gives poor results. Yeah. And like many people think, it's not only illiterate. Illiteracy has nothing to do with low mentality. Because sometimes I hear people say he's illiterate. He's illiterate. This is why he has a low mentality. No, it has nothing to do with it. Being illiterate does not mean that you cannot think. Being illiterate does not mean that you don't know what you do. It's just you did not have the opportunity to go to school, to be academically educated. That's all. And it's not the fault of the person, because it's the responsibility goes to the parents. But for some reason, there are many children out there that did not have and are not having education, unfortunately. Despite the government efforts, there are still a lot of children that are not going to school. Maybe because of lack of financial resources, or maybe because the parents just don't want it, they don't understand the well-being, the importance of allowing your children to be educated. Some don't understand, they don't see the need. Otherwise, being illiterate is a lack, but I don't think it's a disease. Because you can still be illiterate and be cultivated. I remember my grandma, she was illiterate, but she was very cultivated. She speaks French very well. She knows the Bible. I will not say 100%, but at least 80%. Because anytime she will ask you to read one scripture, if you miss one word, she will remind you. She will tell you that you missed something. And yet, she has never been to school. So illiteracy has nothing to do with being with stupidity, or has nothing to do with ignorance. No, nothing at all. While low mentality is a form of ignorance, while low mentality is a wrong behavior, low mentality, people that are showing low mentality are the ones that will do things wrong. Things that are not worth it. Things that does not have sense and need at that particular time where they are doing. So you can be graduate, well educated, and having low mentality, my brother and my sister. So don't discriminate. Don't think that it's only people that did not go to school, are illiterate, that do things stupid or awkward. No, everybody does it. Me myself, I cannot have low mentality. When you are not exposed, when you are not cultivated, when you don't try to know better about other things beside the one that you know, when you don't welcome ideas, when you don't exchange word or knowledge with somebody that is maybe at a lower level than you, you will end up having low mentality somewhere, somehow. Because nobody knows everything. Nobody knows everything. As long as you are breathing, you are living, We are still learning. And we need others to know better, to learn more. It's not because you are graduate, you cannot speak to somebody that did not go to school, or you cannot have a conversation, an interesting conversation with someone that maybe has a primary level or a high school level. No. Because guess what? You will learn a lot. As a matter of fact, even with children, we learn a lot. I like to talk to children because I learned so much. You know, they are so curious that the question that they will ask you, even though you don't know, you don't want to disappoint them, so you will try to think. So it will help you learn at the same time. You know? So don't despise the presence of people that are less favored. You know, let me put it that way. Maybe you are from rich family, or you yourself, you are rich. You think that you cannot sit down with your security guard and talk. But you will learn a lot if you try it. You will learn a lot. I like to speak with people that are different from me. I gain so much because I can see things from their viewpoints. You know, I can see things the way they see it, and then I take it from there and build my message or my teaching by bringing biblical references to help people in the same particular situation to grow and understand why somebody think like that and not like me or whatever. You know? And somebody that has a low mentality will feel like, no, what can I learn with somebody that I am well educated more than? Or somebody that is a broke person, somebody that did not travel, is not exposed, did not go anywhere, a village man. What can I learn from this kind of person? You are wrong, my dear. You are the one that having low mentality, believe me. Because you are doing things that is not worth it. We all learn, and we never cease to learn until we leave this world. So you are deceiving yourself if you think that you cannot learn from others. If you think that you are too big or you are better than others. Nobody is better than anybody. This is why we are talking about complementarity. So don't think that it's only illiterate that show low mentality. All of us can be like that. Anytime I say you do things awkward, anytime you behave foolish, you are showing low mentality. Low mentality is something that in somebody that think low, very low, and it happened. You know, when maybe this is not your field, and you are seeing somebody that is doing his work. Let's say someone that is selling on the street. You know, somebody that is trying to make a living. And you feel like, what is it? How much is this person will gain for him to spend all day on this under this sun? And he's gaining, he's making something. Otherwise, he will not be in the street. You know? Instead of getting close to know more about the person, you will underlook the person. You will underestimate the person. You are showing low mentality. Very low mentality. Because you are not better than that kind of people. He's trying to make a living. Anybody that is trying to make a living is worth it. It's only lazy people that we can see somehow, because you really have to deceive yourself for you to not to do anything and expect things to be on your table or expect things to be done. without doing anything with your hands. That one is low mentality, is stupidity. So please, don't see somebody that is illiterate as a person having a low mentality. No, he did not have the opportunity to show what he can do with his mind in the school, but he can do it in other way, like on the field, in life. Because there are some people that are well educated. They are postgraduate and so like that, but they don't know anything about life. They don't, because all they have been doing all their life is to study books, read, go to school, science, do experimentation. This is the whole thing. Otherwise, the outside world, they don't know anything about it. So if you go out and you misbehave or you do things like, weird, people will say, look at this guy. It's like, that kind of behavior is a very low mentality. Yeah. Meanwhile, it's just because you don't know. See, it can happen to everybody. So don't underestimate people. Low mentality is a very serious hindrance to your success. So it's better for you to open your mind and welcome any idea. Try to get close to people that are different from you, because you will learn so much. We are strong in diversity. Do you understand? All right. So try to be more cultivated. It's not just mastering your field. Although I'm sure that there are some tiny things that you don't know that escape your mind, and somebody else will tell you something that you have been doing for 20 years, 30 years. Someone will come from outside and say, why can't you do like that? Can't you do like that? When you try, it's perfect in God. While you are struggling yourself, wasting your time doing something that is not bringing any results. Low mentality gives poor results. God bless you. Shalom.